But if you look at the poster for next season, the skull is wearing the same tiara.
No.
Yeah, cool, right?
Super cool.
What? Hey, guys.
Damn it. Eli.
Right. Monday.
Yeah, I set a timer so I wouldn't be surprised anymore.
Yeah, I should do that. That's smart. I gotta start doing that.
Now, wait. Hear me out. Today is the Hatfield-McCoy Feud. So I got us pitchforks and muskets and these cool outfits. We can do a little
honestly, credit where credit's due. The amount of horse manure you got into the studio is actually impressive. Just like sheer volume.
Thank you, Heath.
Look, here's the thing, Eli.
Impressive.
We're not going to do a wacky intro just because this week's episode is about a fight. We're professionals. We're colleagues. We're just not going to do that.
We're friends, exactly.
Pizza.
I'm going to rape you with this here shovel now.
Not if I rape you first.
I will get you.
Take the shovel. I'm not even going to grace it.
All right, you won. I put up a fight. I did put up a fight, though. Y'all saw that, right?
Hello and welcome to Citation Needed, a podcast where we choose a subject, read a single article about it on Wikipedia, and pretend we're experts. Because this is the internet, and that's how it works now. I'm Cecil, and I'll be tonight's impartial adjudicator, but I won't be alone. First up, two men I always treat with equal respect, Tom and the fat vegan guy.
Okay, yeah, fair, but that is the sort of begrudging respect that everyone knows, Cecil, you don't mean it. You know, it's like, it's the pity fuck of respect.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not saying to stop. I'm just pointing it out.
You take it.
Okay, you joke, but being a fat vegan is hard. I have to eat so many Oreos. All right? So, technically, that's a compliment from my best friend. Think about it.
Are Oreos vegan?
Lots of fun snacks are vegan. That's what my next essay is going to be. Is fun.
Yeah, celery is not a fun snack.
Vegan. I'm going to do animal liberation for my next essay, and you cannot stop me.
He's going to do it alone.
Yeah, right?
I was going to say, I write your essays, Eli. I can stop you.
How come nobody's writing jokes for my essay? It's Monday at 9:46 p.m. and there's no other notes in our document. Let's go.
I'm shoving celery into myself. What the fuck's going on? Let's start the show.
Got a whole bunch of wacky skits, everybody. Come on. Oh, no one wrote my essay and no one wrote jokes to make it matter. Oh.
Also joining us tonight are two men who don't need me to remind them that anything they say can and will be used against them, Heath and Noah.
I'm remaining silent.
Oh, I
I'm
see.
remaining silent.
That's like,
I didn't know if that was stage direction or a line.
Yes, it was.
that's kind of like quitting the show. Hey, look, Cecil, I'm a podcaster. It's worth the self-incrimination just to know that something I said eventually mattered.
It didn't. It never did.
No, that's delusion.
It's like internet radio.
Now, before we get started tonight, I wanted to take a second to thank our patrons. More than a second, really, because if it only took a second, I'd have to say it really fast. So thanks, patrons. Of course, if you'd like to learn how to join their ranks, you should stick around to the end of the show and learn how. And with that out of the way, tell us, Eli, what person, place, thing, concept, phenomenon, or event we'll be talking about today.
Today, we'll be talking about the Hatfield-McCoy Feud.
And Noah, you consume countless paragraphs on this topic. Are you ready to lend us your expertise?
Well, 22 paragraphs, actually, and some of them really shouldn't have been separated. So 18 paragraphs worth, but that's plenty enough for this show. So yeah.
Oh my God, Noah's even going to make this boring.
I've been every one of your essays. You don't tell us how many paragraphs it is, and I've never complained about it, Tom. It's just it's a moral failing in your essays. But okay, fine. It's all my fault.
I'm going to slit all of our wrists at the same time, guys.
All right, let's move on. What was the Hatfield and McCoy feud?
Friendship bracelets of blood.
Oh, ignoring that. It was the most notorious family feud in American history until they started letting Steve Harvey host it. It's the story of a couple of teams of backwoods cousin fuckers in 3 decades of escalating tension that includes romance, betrayal, cold-blooded murder, and names so redneckety you'll swear I'm just making shit up or quoting Yosemite Sam cuss words at a certain
Names
point.
are the best.
Well, Karn Sarnett, don't stop now. Tell us about this sassafrassin story.
Okay, guys, pause. Patron extra. Cecil just curses old-timey style nonstop for 40 minutes. We can make this happen, people. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Ye
I'll
oldie
throw in my
diatribe.
money,
I love
and
it.
that's counterproductive. I'm just saying.
And it'll be because we're in the same hotel room, so it'll make a lot of sense.
All right, so when it comes to the Hatfield-McCoy feud, there are 2 different origin stories. The folk story and the story historians will tell you. And to be honest, I get the feeling that the folk story is probably closer to the truth on this one.
Look at me, Noah. Look me in my heart. We have never been closer. You understand? Never closer.
I love the idea that you think you have a heart, Eli. I think that's cute. That's a nice thought.
It's small enough for
Why
me to
am I
look
wearing
into
this
it.
heart monitor all the time if I don't have a heart, Tom? What's this for then?
That long, monotonous B is not a good sign, my friend. That's not.
Well, it's not a good sign for him.
Cartesian proof he has a heart.
It's nice knowing my last thought will be this fucking thing.
All right, so the common telling of the story says that the feud started with an argument about a pig.
So a southern wedding is what you're saying.
Yeah, but the pig was pregnant, so I mean, they pretty much had to.
There's not much argument in those, but yeah. Now, the historians will argue that it actually started when a member of the Hatfield family killed a McCoy who was just discharged from the Union Army during the Civil War.
Lots of blame on both sides, yeah. Question, are we talking about Haru Onoda's grandfather? Like, Japan definitely doesn't have the monopoly on war holdouts. I feel like we have a pretty big chunk of the electoral map still holding out on the Civil War in America.
Way too much. All right, so now killing our soldier cousin might seem like a more plausible genesis for a bloody feud of 30 years, but there are a few reasons it doesn't really make sense. The murder happened 13 years before the pig incident, and then after the pig thing, it ramps into high gear and turns to mass homicide really quick. So even if the dead Union soldier really was the impetus for the fight, it's definitely the pig thing that swung it into high gear.
Yeah, it's like the Ramseys let their bushes grow over the property line, and all of a sudden their neighbors are like, you know what, James? Enough.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
You know, that deep into the South, though, killing a cousin is only frowned upon because it lessens the dating pool. So you got a little sympathy.
So Noah, who were the Hatfields and the McCoys?
Okay, so they were 2 extended families that lived on opposite sides of the, get ready for the redneck names, Tug Fork, which is a tributary of the Big Sandy River.
Is there a small one?
Actually. All right, so the McCoy family lived mostly on the Kentucky side of Tug Fork, while the Hatfields lived mostly on the West Virginia side. And the whole, border state during the Civil War thing would bolster the notion that the feud was really an outgrowth of the Civil War. But with only one exception, the members of both families fought for the Confederacy in that war. So.
Okay, so just to be clear, we murdered each other for 30 years because of a pig-based argument. That's the flattering version of the story.
Really, yes.
Because the other one is they only hated Negroes medium.
Ooh, I know this one. What is the best thing that could be written on the tombstone of a classical liberal? They only I get 2 points.
Now, despite their characterization in Bugs Bunny cartoons, we're not talking about poor families.
Okay, I'm going to have to pause and disagree. If you weren't poor, why would you live in the South? That doesn't even make sense, doesn't that?
Yeah. Thank you for bringing that up, Tom. I mean, look, it's 1881 when this whole thing is getting started. So in a sense, everybody is poor. But like by comparison, the McCoys were generally a middle-class family, and the Hatfields were pretty much rich. William Anderson Hatfield, the patriarch of the family, owned a timbering company and was well connected politically. And by the way, if William Anderson doesn't seem as rednecky as I promised, I should point out that his nickname was Devil Ants.
Okay, I don't know about you guys. Had to look up the word ants. Didn't know what it means. It means handle. Mm-hmm. So I think his nickname actually means like devil dick. And I don't know about you guys, but this is not a guy I pick a fight with.
Right? That's why it was forked. That's why.
There you go.
I get it. Okay, so when does the feud start, Noah?
Okay, well, I'll give you the boring historian version first.
Of course you will, Noah. Amazing. Big shocker. Everyone use your surprise faces.
Just because you're married doesn't mean you get to skip the foreplay with everybody.
Wait, it doesn't? I got duped on this.
Yeah, right. No, they don't tell you until after you sign. So Asa Harmon McCoy joined the Union Army in October of 1863, and within 6 weeks, he takes a non-fatal bullet to the chest and gets captured by the rebels. 4 months after that, he's released to a Union hospital in Maryland, and since he's basically useless to the war effort, they send him home in December of 64. Of course, home in this instance is the southernmost end of West Virginia, Kentucky, and that's an active war zone at the moment.
Wait, I want to roll back here. He took a bullet to the chest back then? Did the Civil War doctors just amputate and he had to spend the rest of his life with a peg torso?
Tug fork, peg torso. There's a lot of words I thought had different meanings in this episode, guys. I'm really doing my best to learn.
Well, the important thing to keep in mind, Cecil, is that the guns weren't a hell of a lot better than the medicine back then. Makes the amendments make more sense, too. So on his way home, a group of rebels capture and kill him. This happens in January of 65, and according to the McCoys, both then and now, he was killed by a member of the Hatfield family, one of Devil Ance's uncles named Jim Vance.
Old Devil Dick strikes again.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that. Now, if we believe that this really did start the feud, we have to believe that the McCoy side then bided their time for 13 years, and their grand plan was to get the Hatfields to randomly fuck them on a pig deal. So, in my opinion, the real start of the feud is in 1878 when Devil Ance's cousin Floyd Hatfield gets into an argument with Randolph McCoy over the ownership of a pig.
Just like two hillbillies kneeling down trying to get a pig to come to them instead of the other guy making stupid noises. Here, pig, come here, buddy. Pig sound, pig sound. I don't know. Turns out the pig's dead. They just keep going for hours. Fuck.
Kernock, come on.
To be fair, they got a little jealous after they both played 7 minutes in heaven with that pig. So I mean, like, who can blame pigs? Will eat anything. Who can blame them? It's
all right. So this case ends up going to trial, the case of the pig. And the Justice of the Peace finds for the Hatfields, but the McCoys aren't 100% sure that Justice of the Peace Anderson Hatfield is being entirely objective.
Okay, check it out. I learned this from a Jew book. What if we cut the pig in half, and that's how we figure? Cool, great. No. It's supposed to... Never mind. Fucking Floyd gets it. My cousin wins. You guys fucked up my thing.
So Floyd does indeed get the pig, and the McCoys get revenge. The trial rested on the testimony of a dude named Bill Statton, who was a relative of both families. A couple of years later, Statton is killed by two McCoy brothers.
It's cool, guys. Justice of the Peace Anderson Hatfield, he made his mark on that conflict of interest waiver, so it's totally fine. It's totally fine.
I'm going to have to recuse myself.
Sir, recuse means you're not deciding, just to be clear.
Oh, did I say recuse? I mean impartially decide in favor of my family.
Donald Trump runs up. He's like, how would you like to run a Justice Department, huh? Now, an argument could certainly be made that this was unrelated to the pig fight. The McCoy brothers in question were later acquitted on the grounds of self-defense, and little's known about what led up to the killing, but there's no question that from here on out, the feud is in high gear.
If there's one thing this show has taught me, it's a love of the careful language of Wikipedia editors. I just want them to describe everything. At this point in the Maury show, upon learning he wasn't the father, Kyle began to dance energetically, presumably because he was happy to hear the news.
Okay, all right, you guys laugh, but I keep calling that show and they will not return my calls. And I want to dance that dance. Like, I want to dance that dance so much.
So does your paycheck.
All right, so the next provocation comes with a little hillbilly Romeo and Juliet story in which Rosanna McCoy falls in love with Devil Ance's son, Johnson Hatfield, who they call...
Wait. I got this. Jefferson Beauregard Lucifer Sessions first.
Nailed it.
Good guess.
Perfect.
Good guess. But no, they call him John C. So she runs off to be with her beloved. The family gets pissed and talks her into coming back. And then when John C. comes to hold his 19th century boombox under her window or whatever, the McCoys perform a citizen's arrest on John C.'s outstanding bootlegging warrants.
Baby, come back.
Which is something that I kind of assume everyone in Kentucky and West Virginia had at the time.
Any second. we're going to find out that this version of William Shakespeare's play had a whole barnyard cast and Tybalt was an actual cat.
Right? Yeah, just some hillbilly standing outside Rosanna's balcony on ground level in the manure, just wooing her with the irresistible charm of the South. Come on out, baby. Show me your titties. Still works, though. Bring beads. Bring beads.
Yeah, it's a time-honored tradition here. Of course, with her Romeo arrested and facing jail time, she rushes to the Hatfields and asks for Devil Ance's help. So the Hatfields form a rescue party that surround the McCoys that had taken him, and they take John C. back unharmed. But since this is Kentucky and not Verona, instead of dying in each other's arms, John C. knocks up Rosanna and then leaves her for her cousin.
Oh, wasn't his cousin? This is like a West Virginia version of a mixed marriage.
Yeah, right. It's weird.
National Guard shows up. Fuck this non-relative right now. Y'all have too many fingers. It's ridiculous. Look at Cleese. That's like 10, 15, 20, fucking 30 fingers. You're freaking people out. You got to fuck somebody else.
Prove it. Count them. You're free to go.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Well, so no incest in this story. Sorry. But at least he was Uncle Dad to somebody. And that's what matters.
Uncle Dad.
Now, the next chapter of the feud comes in 1882 when one of Devil Ance's brothers gets into a brawl with three of Rosanna McCoy's brothers, whose names are, I shit you not, Tolbert, Farmer with a PH, and Bud. Tolbert, Farmer, and Bud. Now, this fight breaks out on Election Day and ends with Devil Ance's brother Ellison getting stabbed 26 times and then shot.
Wait, 26 stabs? Was it like a semi-automatic knife with a bump stock? Like, how the fuck does that happen? Guy gets stabbed 24 times and like cousin Farva, he's like, Baker's 24. Shank. Sorry, I didn't get my turn.
So the McCoy brothers are arrested, but Devil Ance rounds up a posse and intercepts the constables transporting them for trial. They take the three brothers back to West Virginia, tie them up, and execute them with something like 50 bullets.
Yeah, see, that's why you don't wear blackface and why you never touch your wallet. You got to stop resisting. People got to learn it's dangerous.
Learning is not what the South is known for, Heath. That's not, not likely to happen.
As bad as some of this sounds, it's worth remembering that this is pretty much just how justice worked in Appalachia back then.
Oh, back then. Right. Okay.
Yeah, well,
that's a distinction without
to
a
varying
difference.
degrees. So pretty much everybody agreed that Devil Ance's vigilante posse was just doing its job. But despite that, about 20 men were indicted. Of course, nobody really wanted to arrest them, so they all eluded arrest by, continuing to live in their homes and carry on their daily lives.
Proud tradition we call whiting that we carry on to this day.
Yeah, and that's where the name White House comes from. See, you learn things. We are an educational show. Thank you, iTunes.
And this is why I fuck the sheriff in every town I move to. It's insurance, people.
Of course, this enraged the McCoys, and this is where they elicit the help of Perry Klein. Okay, so he's an in-law of the McCoys that lost thousands of acres of land to Devil Ance in a lawsuit, so he is a very motivated ally. He also has political connections that rival Devil Ance's, so he put him to work getting the charges reinstated. And while this is happening, a couple more Hatfields get incidentally killed by a couple more McCoys. So a constable named Cap Hatfield gets together with Jim Vance and one of them murder posses they seem to be able to round up at a moment's notice, and they set off for what would become known as the New Year's Night Massacre.
Wait, let me guess. Long Island iced teas, because I've been there. I have been there.
All right, well, with the promise of a good massacre on the other side, we'll take a quick break for everybody's favorite use of the music, apropos of nothing.
Hi, I'm Tom.
And I'm Carl the Pug-a-Pegacorn, and we're here to tell you about the Citation Needed live show in Chicago.
Wait, sorry, you're a what?
I'm a Pug-a-Pegacorn.
What's a pug-a-papa-corn?
I'm a Pug-a-Pegacorn. I'm one half pug, one half Pegasus, and one half unicorn.
No, that's not possible. It's not even how halves work.
I'm a running character on GAM. That's what I am.
Never heard. I don't listen to that. That's
okay,
not,
you want to do the promo, or you want to go through the characters?
Oh, God, sure. Yeah, Carl, go ahead.
Okay, whatever. August 11th in Chicago. We'll be doing a live show with the whole cast and crew, but that's not all.
Okay, so wait, how do you fly? I need to just help me.
I fly with magic, Tom. I guess I'll just read your line then. We've also got VIP tickets, which include a seat in the first few rows and an exclusive meet and greet with the cast before the show.
What do you mean magic?
Magic, Tom. Magic. Professionalism, little professional. And don't forget our platinum tickets. As of this recording, there's only a few left, but you'll get to go to a special never-to-be-recorded performance of Citation Needed, including dinners, drinks, the night before the show, plus VIP tickets to the show itself. That's 2 nights of entertainment you can't get anywhere else.
Okay, wait, back up. Do you have any powers? Like, how does this...
All right, you know what? I'm out of here.
Okay, ticket link in the show notes. I don't know if the magic dog is going or not. It's very confusing.
Back going. Jumping A. Ramsey.
Say, Sheriff.
Yeah, Cletus.
So the Hatfields and the McCoys is at it again.
Well, tarnation, what are they up to now?
Well, Sir Gator done stabbed Jimmy Bob over in the fact that Jimmy Bob done knocked up his sister and left her for her cousin Lorna Doone.
Oh, what a mess of trouble this'll be.
Well, it gets worse, sir. See, Coltrane done heard what Jimmy Bob done, so he goes down to the saloon and shoots Jubbernicky right in the stomach.
No, that can't be.
Yes, sir, but it gets even worse. Flim Flam sees what Coltrane done, so he gathers up Squooch Squooch, Wombats Forever, and the numeral 7 to form up a murder party and then hunt him down at his farm.
Wait, hold on. What? Sorry. What was it? Who now?
It was Squooch Squooch, Wombats Forever, and the numeral 7.
Now look, those sound like fake names.
Ha! Told you.
Damn it.
$10. Pay up.
Wait, are any of those people real?
Nah, we was just seeing how many ridiculous names before you question what I was saying. Lost me $10 damn.
Okay.
Wombats Forever was too far.
Well, I know it seems obvious now.
It was the number 7. I never heard that before. I don't know what that is. What is that?
And we're back. When we last left off, Noah was teasing us about something called the New Year's Nights Massacre. How does that play out, Noah?
Okay, so 1887 mostly went pretty good for the McCoys as far as the feud went. They'd killed more Hatfields than the Hatfields had killed them. They got indictments against all the main bad guys, and there was actually a bit of political pressure to turn those into arrests. But 1888 would be a bad year pretty much right away.
There's some more than dead.
Yeah, more there and are dead.
How many more?
Well, I hold up my hand, but I'm missing all my fingers.
Well, I ain't gonna help.
Yeah, well, try counting your teeth then.
All right, now you're just being mean, okay? Not now. Not in front of Squooch Squooch. Don't do this.
All right, so on New Year's night, a posse full of Hatfields snuck over the border and surrounded the home of McCoy patriarch Randolph.
How did they get these posse? It's like a pickup basketball game, but for murder.
Right, like they had a weekly, like...
Shirts and skins, let's go. We're all
Am I the only one a little
people.
intrigued? I never get picked. I always get picked last for everything. This I could do.
Last for the
for all
murder.
the murder posses.
I always get picked for skins. It's the worst.
I grew up in Georgia. This is not surprising at all to me, but okay. So with Randolph, his wife, and his kids in the house, the murder posse sets it on fire and positions themselves to shoot anybody who came out. Now, somehow Randolph did survive, but 2 of his kids were shot and killed, and his wife was captured and beaten almost to death. And since they were running for their lives through the mountains in January without had time to put on their shoes, the kids all suffered from frostbite, too.
Okay, but this is the dream, though, when you're a kid. Like, if I got chased into the woods by my house, I had hiding spots and, like, foot traps for bad guys, secret weapon stashes. I'd be pumped. Like, holy shit, it's finally happening. Battle Protocol, phase 1. Red team, go. That's why you've been playing Manhunt that whole time.
Okay. Heath, I know I spent my childhood in a hammock eating soft cheeses, but I'm pretty sure Manhunt didn't involve secret weapon caches.
Yes, it did.
Okay, yeah, but we didn't all grow up playing Manhunt on Grindr, Eli. So
I bet you I had more fun.
All right, so by now, this feud's been going strong for a full 10 years, and it was starting to get national attention. Mark Twain makes a veiled reference to it in Huckleberry Finn, which was published in 1883. The governors of both states had threatened to use their respective militias to resolve the dispute. And now that it had elevated to people like setting each other's houses on fire and shooting their kids on the way out, even the lackadaisical authorities in those shithole states recognized that they had to do something.
Just like, stop shooting, time out. We'll give you a fucking pig, whatever. I'm 9. Blam, fuck you, I'm 8.
All right, so this all leads us to the Battle of Grapevine Creek. After the New Year's Night Massacre, a posse led by Pike County Sheriff Frank Phillips basically invaded West Virginia to track down Devil Anse and his gang of outlaws. And they catch up with Jim Vance first, the guy who's said to have killed Asa in the boring origin story.
Okay, if Asa hadn't tried Devil Anus or whatever, this could have all been avoided. Hey guys, I got to bookmark something. I'm going to be right back.
Yeah, I bet you do. All right, so the posse kills Jim Vance when he refused to be arrested. And then they managed to round up a couple more of the suspects from the massacre, but eventually they corner the rest of them on the banks of Grapevine Creek. All right, so a battle ensues between the two parties. 2 Hatfields were killed in the fighting, but eventually they surrendered.
Yeah, but in the end, don't we all surrender to death's sweet, sweet embrace?
Tom gets it.
Well, yeah, okay. In that case, the other 2 also surrendered. I love this, too, though. At the point that after they surrendered, a 3rd Hatfield was killed because Frank Phillips does not fuck around.
Okay, I want to see how that went. She's like, we surrender. Blam. Okay. Now you surrender.
Yeah, right. Exactly like that, actually. All right, so in all, 8 Hatfields were taken back to Kentucky to stand trial for the murder of one of Randolph McCoy's daughters. I don't know why they didn't really seem worried about the other one. And just as a side, by the way, the daughter's name here was Elifair, and one of the Hatfields they brought back was named Wall. Now, because the extradition wasn't exactly legal, the Supreme Court actually gets involved here and ultimately decides that even though they were basically illegally kidnapped, since the Hatfields were in custody in Kentucky at the moment, they still had to stand trial there. All 8 were found guilty. 7 were sentenced to life in prison. And the 8th, one Cotton Top Mounts, was executed to crowds of thousands.
What?
Cotton Top Mounts.
Instead of a drum roll before they execute him, they just had a couple of hicks on the washboard.
Yeah, I'm guessing they just used the existing band from the burlesque minstrel show starring Cotton Top Mounts because that's the only job you can have if your name is Cotton Top Mounts.
Are there still tickets available for that one?
Yeah, right.
Listeners, I don't ask a lot of you, but please, let's bring back the name Cotton Top. We can do it. Come on. Name your kid.
Okay, so from there, the feud sort of fades into detente, but it doesn't really end. Okay, so for decades, curious historians reported ongoing animosity between the families, though it never rose to the level of outright murder again.
I mean, to be fair, it would be a little weird if the week after they were totally cool, right? Like running into an overly friendly ex. Like, you know, it's just, oh, you poisoned me. When does this kick in?
Running into or running over? I heard running over. Anyone else for running over?
Running over.
Our lawyer definitely heard running into. So the notorious feud moved into American lore before it even reached its crescendo. So it's no surprise that you'll find references to it everywhere. Now, it's referenced in properties as diverse as World of Warcraft and Bugs Bunny cartoons, including one with a really creepy proto-Elmer Fudd. Really freaks me out. It's also spawned at least half a dozen films, including one of my all-time favorite silent films, Buster Keaton's Our Hospitality.
Okay, gonna go ahead and pause here. Noah has favorite silent films. Let's go ahead and let that one just sink in for a moment, guys. Does anyone actually know how old Noah is? Anyone?
That guy with the painting that keeps dying or whatever.
You got to count the rings. Fun fact for that Buster Keaton film, the shot where he burns the house down and beats that woman almost to death, they actually did that. They just used an octoroon. Buster Keaton did not.
All right,
care
so
for women.
Eli has watched some silent movies too. Now, the feud did officially end, but not until June of 2003, when descendants of both families agreed to a truce.
Okay, you guys stay away from the apartheid fence, and we won't shoot you in the face. Deal? Deal. It's 2003. Heath is graduating from college now.
And by the way, as symbolic as that truce might seem, it's worth noting that just a year earlier, a couple of McCoys had to sue a Hatfield to get access to a family graveyard where half a dozen McCoys were buried.
What the fucking what?
No.
Where they fall out of your pocket? Like, what the fuck happened?
And in case nobody's clear, by the way, on who won the feud, well, that would be the McCoys, as adjudicated by a 1979 episode of the game show Family Feud,
God.
where the great-grandchildren of the McCoys outgained the great-grandchildren of the Hatfields by $2,813 over a week-long tournament.
Oh, God.
I'm guessing they tried this a few other times before that, but whenever they did that face-off question at the beginning, one guy would buzz in, the other guy would dive across and stab him 26 times. Yeah.
Other fun fact, not the most stabbings on an episode of Family Feud.
Okay, I actually watched one of the episodes of Family Feud between the Hatfields and McCoys, and I shit you not, one of the prizes was a pig that they put in a cage in the center of the game show arena to mock their history and heritage in front of them.
And the deaths of their grandparents. Yeah.
It's fucking delicious to watch.
We got to keep that going, right? Like, get us some German families together and my family, and then like, the grand prize is a bunch of gold fillings. Come on.
We could just put you in the cage in between them, Eli. And
I don't know. That was a pretty one-sided feud. I'm just saying.
And then they just wait for a little while you're in the cage.
Right.
Yeah.
Animal liberation.
Some Russians show up and just win at the end.
What does the survey say? 6 million.
No, the German family would refuse to guess that number. They'd be like, well, actually,
right. Yeah,
it was
Mel
like 6.
very hard to say the numbers. Angela Merkel is very cares about global warming. And she looks like a little dwarf.
Fuck.
Number 3 answer, citation needed.
All right. So, by the way, in case you wanted to rank it based on deaths instead of dollars, the Hatfields won 11-5.
That's the slaughter rule. They had to stop the game because of that. Yeah. All right. If you had to summarize what you learned in one sentence, what would it be?
America is the kind of country that lets bloody massacres inspire wacky slapstick dinner theater. Pigeon Forge, Tennessee, y'all. That's where class lives.
All right, let's do this quiz thing. Eli, you're first.
Okay, Noah. As you can tell, this feud is famous for its incredibly stupid names. Which is a real name/nickname involved in the feud that I found on the Wikipedia article? Is it A, Randolph Randall McCoy? B, Mingo Country? C, a human being named Uriah Runyon?
Yep.
Wait,
Or
Ruby's a
D,
human.
all of the above, white people never get to complain about black names ever again.
I'm going to go with, I wanted to get a lot of these in and couldn't find a reason to really bring Uriah into it, but I'm going to go with secret answer E, all of the above except for the R in Mingo Country because it was Mingo County.
That is secret answer E is correct.
Oh, God, he
Thank
corrected
you.
the question.
Bravo.
It's amazing.
Yeah, now it's your turn, Tom.
All right, so Family Feud is clearly the only way we have to solve long-standing serious crises. We can all agree on that. That's obvious. Which of the below questions and answers from Family Feud is not real?
Oh, I love these.
A, what is something that dries up when it gets old? Answer, asparagus. I don't know. What? B, name a body part that starts with the letter T. Answer, on TV, titties.
Did they bleep it? I wonder.
Name something a doctor might pull out of a person. Answer, a gerbil. D, when you were a kid, name something you used to practice kissing. Answer, sister.
That was on the Hatfield-McCoy episode, wasn't it?
Yeah.
E, name something you pull out. Answer, your penis.
That's the best. I've seen that
No,
clip.
that's not
fair.
true.
Yeah.
F, name a job that's dirty, but someone has to do it. Answer, no shit, gynecologist. Gee, no, this is real. These are all real. This is amazing. We should all watch this show.
Well, I can't really go with G because Steve Harvey hosts it now. But like the old ones, I go with G. I'll go with G.
These are great answers.
All right, Noah. The Hatfield and McCoys had their differences, but what did they both enjoy? A, several rows of teeth. B, webbed appendages. C, a small flipper hand spouting from the smalls of their back.
Nice.
Or D, their sisters. Because they're from the South.
Well, I'll tell you what. I lived in the South for a very long time. And the mutation thing is a little overblown. The incest, not so much. So I'm going to go D, their sisters.
Correct answer. I would have also accepted secret answer E, all of the above.
All right, Noah. So the proud Hatfield name obviously came about when the original patriarch started naming things he could see, and he saw a hat and a field. And they used the other stuff he named for the family crest. Which of the following are some other items on that crest? A hat and a field, just to be sure everybody gets it. I want to be clear. B, a slave. C, a bunch of other slaves. D, a naked family member. E, the aggressive overbite of the person talking because it's really easy to see. Or F, all of the above.
It's actually F. Or no, wait, I got to get this one wrong. I'm going to go with, you know what? I'm going to go with C, a bunch of other slaves, but not be a slave, just to see if I can do that.
The answer was F, all of the above.
Oh, I was afraid of that, but I had to get something wrong at the end, you see.
Heath, you are the winner this week. You get to pick who the next essayist is.
Oh, I'm going with Tom.
No.
Tom is next.
Jackpot winner, it's Tom. All right. Now I'll toss it over to Sarah for the last Twitter answer and this week's Twitter question.
Thanks, Cecil. The last question was, what should the Sacred Band of Thebes motto have been? The answer comes from Frosty Man on Twitter with this. The Sacred Band of Thebes. We came, we saw, we came, we conquered, we came. This week's question is, a lot of people think that a pig isn't worth starting a 30-year bloody conflict over, but none of us know that pig. What made it so special? Just retweet or Facebook share this episode with your answer for a chance to be next week's winner. Back to you, Cecil.
All right, well, for Eli, Heath, Noah, and Tom, I'm Cecil. Thanking you for hanging out with us today. We'll be back next week, and by then, Tom will be an expert on something else. Between now and then, you can catch more of Tom and I on Cognitive Dissonance and more of Eli, Heath, and Noah on The Scathing Atheist, The Skeptocrat, and God Awful Movies. Also, Eli has an Etsy page or blog or something, I'm not sure. And if you'd like to help keep this show going, you can make a per episode donation at patreon.com/citationpod or leave us a 5-star review everywhere you can. Like graffiti, like you could just put it somewhere. You could like spray paint it on a bridge. We don't even care at this point. And if you'd like to get in touch with us, check out past episodes, connect with us on social media, or check the show notes. Be sure to check out citationpod.com. This is the sheriff's office. Wait, you're saying Jim Bob Crimshaw and Con Top Whack Daddy got into a knife fight, huh? Now, real quick, are those prank names? Oh, okay. Oh, they're not. All right. Okay, I'll be right over. Nope. Sorry. I'm sorry for asking.